Okay, students of ninth class, in this part number 2, chapter 3, Jainism and Buddhism, and we shall focus now on Buddhism. Buddhism, it was a midway between Hinduism and Jainism. That means Hinduism was too liberal and Jainism was too strict, followed a severe self-discipline. That means fast unto death if anyone wants to achieve salvation. So, who is the founder of Buddhism? Gautam Buddha. He belonged to Kshatriya family and he was a prince. All the royal luxuries in which Gautam lived had no effect on him. That means he did not follow materialism at all. So, one day, as he was going by his chariot to his kingdom, he saw 4 sights. These are known as a great sight. These 4 great sights. The first one, he saw an old man. And he thought, what life is? Then a sick man. And then a dead man was being carried. Dead body was being carried. And then an ascetic. So from these 4 sides, he concluded that the world is full of suffering. The suffering has a cause. The world is full of suffering. Yes, we know. Suffering has a cause. What cause? Desire. Desire is the main cause of suffering. If desire is stopped, suffering can also be stopped. So students, these sites are known as the 4 great sites. So, after leaving home in search of truth, Gautam wandered from place to place. For some time, he studied under renowned teachers of Rajgriha and then went to Gaya. He practiced severe penance and led a life of extreme austerity. Then, finally, at the age of 35, Gautam attained enlightenment. That means knowing all knowledge of truth. So, after the enlightenment, he embarked on preaching his religion. He delivered his first sermon at the Deer Park, Sarnath, near Varanasi, in the presence of 5 ascetics. This event in the history of Buddhism is known as a Dharma Chakra Pravartana. Buddha fame spread far and wide. So, teaching of Buddha. 4 noble truths. I have already discussed that after seeing the 4 sides, he concluded that the world is full of suffering. Suffering has a cause. Desire is the cause of suffering. If desire is stopped, suffering can also be stopped. Then, in order to attain salvation, nirvana, he gives 8-fold path. 8-fold path. That is the right action. Remain doing evils. Right thought. To remain away from empty rituals and worldly evils. Right belief. One should believe rightly. To give up desire. Right living. Right speech. Speak the truth. Right effort. Work for deliverance from sins and for the welfare of others. Right recollection. Think about pious things. We should recollect what we do. Right meditation. Concentrate on only what is right. Attitude towards God. I told you earlier also, Jain and Buddhist did not believe in God. Buddha held that whole universe was controlled by dharma, or a universal law. So he was silent about the existence of God. Now, he gives us code of conduct. Buddha formulated a code of conduct. So, no to tell a lie, no to own property, no to consume alcoholic drinks, no to commit violence, no to indulge in corrupt practices. Again, he gives us karma theory. Buddhism believed in the theory of karma. Buddhism said that man is the maker of his destiny, and it's believed in rebirth also. Then, stress on morality. Buddha insisted on a life based on good action. His followers enjoined to practice non-violence and to lead upright life. Nirvana, that means salvation. The ultimate goal of life in this world a man has come is to attain nirvana or salvation. And it is a peaceful state of mind which conquers all diseases, makes the person free. Universal brotherhood. Like Jainism, Buddha also believed in the universal brotherhood. That means all are created equally by God. No caste system, no creed, no religion. He wanted people to live in peace, setting aside all their differences. He invited people of all classes to races to join Buddhism. He did not have any faith in rituals and sacrifices. Ahimsa, like Mahavira, Buddha attached importance to sanctity of life, holiness of life, and followed the path of non-violence. Organization. The Sangha, the organization for teaching of Buddhism, came to be known as the Sangha. It was a monastic order established to spread Buddhism. Membership. How one could become a member. The members of the monastic order were called bhikshus, monks, and nuns. They were required to renounce the world before joining the Sangha. The minimum age was 15 years during Buddha's time. The followers had to undergo training for 10 years. And they had to follow 10 commandments. What is that? To speak the truth, to abide by brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means live a chastity life or unmarried life. Not to harm creatures, not to own property, to shun music and dancing, to take meal only at fixed times, not to use intoxicants, not to use scented goods, not to sleep on cushions, not to keep money. The nuns and monks used to live in viharas. That was the living place, viharas. Then later on, much later, Buddhism was divided into two, Hinayana and Mahayana. You just remember this both. Okay. Now, that's all of the teaching and doctrine of Buddhism. Now let's see the similarity between Jainism and Buddhism. The founder of religious Mahavira and Gautam Buddha had similar background. Both of them belonged to the Kshatriya clan and followed the same path. Both sought the attainment of salvation from the cycle of birth and death. Both did not accept the Vedas. Non-violence was their creed. Monks and nuns of Buddhism and Jainism had to renounce family life and the world. They had to lead a life of chastity. So these are differences. Differences between Buddhism and Jainism. You just go through this one, your own, and try to understand. Now let us do some of the important questions, short questions. Students, I want to tell you one thing. We shall follow what is given in the blue colored book of ICSE syllabus. Don't study everything in the chapter. Yes, short answer you can prepare. You can prepare all. But when you study long answer, when you practice long answers, practice only what is given in your syllabus. So even if there are no questions in the exercises, you can do your the important ones like a teaching doctrine and all that from the book itself. So first question, short answer question is mention a source which gives information about Jainism. It is Angas and Upangas. What are the Triptikas? Name the three. So, Triptika is a most important literary work of Buddhist. So, what are the Triptikas? The three baskets, Vinaya, Sutta, and Jitaka, Abhidhamma. Sorry, Vinaya, Sutta, and Abhidhamma, Pitaka. State two important causes for the rise of Jainism and Buddhism that you can see here. Take any two headings. Take two headings. There are some 6 headings, so you can take 2 headings. Who was Vardhamana Mahavira? Give significance of both the parts of his name. Page number 32. You can see here in the first column, these lines you can take at the time of his birth. These 3-4 lines. So both the meanings are the Mahavira and Vardhamana. Then, what are known as the Triratnas? Name the 5 vows prescribed for the Jains. Again, page 32. This one. Page 32. Second column, last paragraph. First 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, what are known as the Triratnas? Again, page number 33. The 3 Ratnas: right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Give 2 causes for the spread of Jainism. This only main heading you have to give. Page 34. Royal patronage and local dialect. These 2 headings you can take. Name the 2 sects into which Jainism got divided. It is a Septembra and Digambra. Just name you have to give. Septembra and Digambra. Okay. Who was Gautam Buddha? Where was he born? You can write he was the founder of Buddhism. And he was from the Kshatriya family. What are known as 4 great sites? Page 36, you can see the 3. You have to name only sites: an old man, a sick man, a dead man, and ascetic. How did Buddha attain enlightenment? Page 36. For some time he studied under renowned teacher of Rajgriha, and then they went to Gaya. He practiced severe penance and led a life of extreme austerity. Then finally, at the age of 35, he attained enlightenment. You have to squeeze this answer. Avoid unnecessary line. So page 36. Then, give 4 noble truths of Buddhism. These are the 4 noble truths. On page 37, this 4 noble. Then, give 4 points of 8-fold path of Buddha. Again, page 37. You can take any 4. These are the. You can take any 4. Okay. What is known as a Sangha? Give 4 noble truths of Buddhism. Again, page 37. 4 noble truths. So, what is known as the Sangha? Page 38. The organization for teaching of Buddhism came to be known as a Sangha. On page 38, under organization. Next. Name any 2 principles that govern the Sangha. These are the principles. So on page 38, they were required to renounce the world before joining Sangha. The minimum age was 15 years during the Buddha's time. Then the followers had to undergo training for 10 years. So 3 are there, you can take any 2. Give 2 differences between Hinayana and Mahayana. So page 38, this paragraph are there. You just go through this paragraph and take any 2 points from here and 2 points from here. Okay. Now we forgot to give the answer of 16th answer. What were the features of Buddhism that attracted people towards it? It is a universal brotherhood and no faith in rituals. Universal brotherhood and no faith in rituals. Now 18th questions. Give 2 causes for the decline of Buddhism. So you can, these are the 2 here, page 40. Split in Buddhism and language corruption in Sangha. So you can take any, there are 4. You can take any 2 main headings. Okay. So structure type question you have to do your own. And be very careful, I told you that while doing structure type question, you have to see the syllabus or the main headings here in the beginning of the chapter. Whenever you study structure type question,